Coming up on this episode of Nintendo Cartridge Society, all four of us predict codename Steam 2. It's dangerous to go alone, so the Nintendo Cartridge Society goes with you. Welcome to Nintendo Cartridge Society. My name is Patrick Ellers, and I am joined, as I am always joined, by my co-host, Mark Mitchell. Mark, how's it going?
It's going so great because we have amazing guests with us here tonight.
Special guests, yes. We're getting a little wave off, no, we shouldn't make a fuss, but let's make a fuss.
Let's make a fuss.
From the Adventum podcast and NCS favorites, Matt Acevedo and Emily Rose Jacobson are here. How are you guys doing?
Wow.
Whoa.
NCS favorites?
Wow, favorites.
Yeah, high
Thank
five.
you so much for being here. I am super excited for this episode. I think
Yes,
it's going
me
to be
too.
a lot of fun.
Well, I'm excited to be here too. Thanks for hitting us up.
Yeah, thank you so much.
We are doing, this is our predictions episode for the June Nintendo Direct, a Direct that we have heard about from Furukawa on Twitter. Just him saying, attention, this is Furukawa.
Yeah.
We will be having a Direct in June, which seems like kind of table stakes. They sort of always do that.
But this year, you
never know.
You couldn't take anything for granted. You can't take anything for granted this year. This year is
It's
just
a weird year.
It's been such a weird year.
Yes.
Yeah.
For everyone in games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Games journalism, game
Yes.
companies.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's also wild for the game slate for Nintendo because I felt like last year was a huge year,
Yes.
a massive year, and now this
Yeah,
year
it's
we only
been
had
1 year since Tears of the Kingdom, which is
Yeah.
crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
And we're coming up on a year since Pikmin 4,
yeah.
which I thought was great.
Lots of people
Yeah.
celebrating that
I'm
anniversary.
very excited about Pikmin 4. It totally Pikmin-pilled me. I love Pikmin now.
What were we going to say?
Huh?
I'm so sorry. I won't do that again.
Oh, I don't remember, but that's okay. We'll get to it.
Before we dig into the main topic at hand here, let's just throw around a little plugs. Matt, is there anything you'd like to plug before we get into the topic here?
Oh yeah, check out Adventum Podcast. It's our Mass Effect tabletop RPG podcast. It's a lot of fun. Check it out. Emily's on it. I'm on it. Go check out my PSN. I just platinum. This is irrelevant to this podcast, but I'm very proud. I just platinum Persona 3 Reload. So
No, that come on.
Hey, no.
thank you.
Yes.
So you can go follow my account at Shy Guy Express there, and you can ogle at my platinum trophy.
Yeah, that's great. Emily?
Yeah, like Matt said, check out the Adventum podcast. We've been doing it for 6+ years now.
I think 7.
7,
I think
which
we're
is
coming on
wild.
yeah.
This is
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah.
7-year-long tabletop RPG. So you got a lot to listen to. And then if you're still on X, you can follow me on Twitter at frankly_Emily, and then on Instagram, frankly_Emily with an extra little underscore after Emily. And I'm the director of Smosh Pit. So if you like Smosh content, feel free to check it out sometime. Reading Reddit stories,
Yeah.
it's probably my favorite.
Emily's Twitter is better than mine, so
Oh
go
no,
follow her.
you've
I'm
gone
I-
viral on Dodger Twitter so many
I did
times.
on accident, so just go follow Emily.
No, I accidentally went viral for my weird earthquake prediction tweet during the hurricane.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
And then you constantly go viral because you're at every Dodger game.
Yeah.
You are at every Dodger game. I went to a game last year and just texted you at random. I was like, "Hey, are you here?" And you were like, "Yep." Emily, you were just in a great short directed
Oh
by
my
our friend
gosh,
Kelly Nugent
yes.
as well.
Go check out O Meredith on YouTube. This is a super fun short, and also Matt was a part of it as well.
Yeah,
I didn't know
I
that.
AD'd that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's go check that out for
Go
sure.
Check that out. No, it's super funny. It turned out so incredibly well. It was one of the most it was the fastest, most efficient shoot I'd ever been on. Credit to Matt and the entire team there, Lucas, Ethan, Kelly, everyone. It was a really fun shoot and a really, really fun short.
Yeah, really hilariously written and acted. You guys did great. I thought it was really, really good. And I shared it in our Discord so people can find it there if you are in our Discord. If you're not in our Discord yet, email us, Nintendo Cartridge Society
At gmail.com.
and we will send you an invitation to the Discord. Plugs are happening a little bit out of order here, so I'm going to recombobulate myself. If you'd like to go to our Patreon, patreon.com/Nintendo Cartridge Society, you can get access to our once-a-month episodes of miniseries. We are currently making our way through NCS Arcade.
Yes, where Patrick and I are playing games on Nintendo Switch Online and Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack that we've never beaten before.
That's right.
This month we are
This
we're
Friday.
on the cusp. Oh my
Yes.
gosh, we're on the cusp of releasing an episode where we talk about Metroid for the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Playing that for the first time all the way through. And then in June, we have an exciting episode coming up that I can't talk about yet.
Well,
But-
do you want to announce it now?
No, because I've already recorded an episode where I announce it. It just comes out in the future.
Oh, that's a great point.
Good
I had
foresight,
forgotten.
foresight.
Right.
That's a great series because that's something I've always wanted to do is play these old Nintendo games I haven't beaten.
It's
Yes.
been really fun, especially games that like I've tried before, like Metroid, and I've been like, ugh, like
It's hard.
Yeah, exactly. And
Well,
so,
right, and if you don't have like a thing being like you have to beat this, it's like
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stop playing, and that'll be fine. But no, the Metroid episode is good. So if you have any experiences with Metroid or questions about it or anything like that, email us. We will be recording a supplemental episode where we address those questions and those comments. So get into that now. All right, that's it. Let's get into and also, sorry, one more. I just as I do on every episode, I just got to plug my Ninja Turtle source book. I wrote the Teenage Mutant. Thank you. Source book issue number 3 is out next week. It's all about time travel and magic and gods. So I'm very excited about that one. We do a lot of canonizing of things that are like sort of around the periphery and implied, make them canon in this issue. So very excited for that to hit stands. All right, enough screwing around. Let's get into it. Let's predict the June Nintendo Direct. Okay, setting the table just a little bit.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay,
Mhm.
like
We're putting out the forks.
we're putting out the forks.
Yeah.
The forks are, we know there's going to be a direct in June.
yeah,
Yeah.
one fork.
One Second fork.
Mhm.
Also, when at this point, taking Furukawa at his word,
Yep.
they will not be talking about the successor to the Nintendo Switch at this event unless someone feels strongly that they are lying to us. Emily is pointing at me.
I don't think they're gonna talk about it, but I think they're
Mm.
going to be like they're gonna. I can do this during my prediction segment, but I have I have the wording. I have the wording of what they're gonna do.
Very good. Very good. Did you have? Sorry, Mark. It looked like you were about to speak.
No,
I was just cueing you to.
yeah.
So yeah, we know that there's a Nintendo Direct in June. We know it's not really going to be about the next
Right.
console. Yeah.
Right. It'll be about whatever the rest of this year, this
Mhm.
weird year for Nintendo, this weird year for everyone, what other games or whatever.
Right. And this doesn't have to count as a prediction, but if it is somebody's, I'm sorry to be kind of like taking it now, but I want everybody's opinion. Like, do you normally we would have a June Direct, and then
Mhm.
we'd have a September Direct. Do you
Mm.
think that this year it's a June Direct and they're just going to lay out everything for the rest of the year and skip a September Direct?
Oh, that's a good question.
When did they? I'm trying to think. When did they do? Because it was like a fall. It was a fall direct for the announcement, like the Nintendo Switch.
The NX, the Switch, the Nintendo NX.
Well, yeah. So there was like the like teaser trailer in like
October.
Mhm.
right? And then the like full reveal of the Switch was in January.
Mm-hmm.
And then the thing came out in March.
Mm.
But that's like the Nintendo that exists now is not the Nintendo that existed then.
Yeah.
And like they were not in the they are not in the situation now that they were in 2016, right? Like the Wii U was like dead and gone, and they had to rush out the Switch kind of, you know, as quick as they could. So I think like the world is different now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And as always with Nintendo, looking to the past is like a false indicator of what the
Oh,
future may be.
yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a very good question
Mm-hmm.
about
Mhm.
September.
I think that we will get a Nintendo September Direct. Excuse me. I think this Direct will lay out everything that's coming out for the Switch. I think September will give us a launch date, a system title, and
Whoa.
launch games
Whoa.
for holiday
Oh,
2024.
Whoa!
So- wait,
you
wait,
think it's
for-
coming out?
I think holiday 2024. Am I getting jumping?
Well,
am I
no,
jumping
no,
on
this is
Whoa,
great. This is
whoa,
great. I love this. I love this.
whoa.
Let's stay on this for a second.
Jeez!
Holiday 2024, and they're not going to announce it until September.
They're like shadow dropping the console. They're like, oh.
Everyone's speculating it. I think they're
Yeah.
just gonna come out, guns blazing.
Yep.
Pre-orders now, get going. It's gonna be like the hot toy of the season. You know?
I guess.
Wow.
I mean, to go back to the timeline that we were laying out before, they did announce, like, fully reveal and also announce the release date of Breath of the Wild, and then release the console like a month and a half later.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I guess that's possible. I am firmly of the belief that we are not seeing this console this year.
Yeah.
I don't think so either, just from like the timeline of things. Because
Yeah.
when was like the last rumored convention to have actual like a tech hands-on? Was it Gamescom
Wasn't that Gamescom last
year? Yeah, where
Yeah.
they had like alpha tech.
Yeah.
So I feel like I think you're in the right. I agree with you. I think in September we're gonna get probably the official trailer, or like we might even get probably a teaser. I think they want to kind of go guns blazing in this June direct because they know that they don't have a lot
Yeah.
for the rest of the year. So I can get to my prediction.
All right. Okay. All right. This is good. We can get to the actual predictions
Yes.
for this June direct. I love this energy though.
I just want to say that this wasn't on my prediction list, but then Mark asked the question, and I had to answer honestly.
No, sorry, you already said a prediction. You have to cross it off
okay,
the list.
okay.
You can't say anything else. No.
I also think, I guess, before we get into formal predictions,
Mhm.
Yes.
I think we should all enter into $1 million bet.
I think this is
Ooh,
correct.
okay,
Yeah,
yes,
it's a
yes,
tradition
yes.
for us on the show that when we do predictions, whoever gets the most predictions right wins the $1 million bet.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, all
I
in.
agree.
Okay, great.
Yes.
So this is the $1 million bet, and usually we reserve this for like a ranking or something. But we should also, at the end of this, we have to agree to remain friends.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
$1 million
Okay.
will not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. We've never had a real like contentious predictions episode before, but I suppose it's possible.
If $1 million are on the line, honestly, I don't know why they haven't gotten contentious before. Okay, so first, I just want to ask, like, first, and I don't know if anyone built this into any of their predictions, but when do we think this thing is gonna happen?
Ooh, I'm gonna guess after the Xbox showcase.
Okay, so like, you think first week of June, second week of June?
Probably because when is the Xbox showcase? Is like June 10th, or I think it was last year. Hold for Google.
Hold for calendar.
I want to say it's like the 7th or something,
I think you're right.
but that's
It's
purely
like the very
It's the
beginning
June 9th. So I think
is that like the Monday?
June 9th is no, it's a Sunday.
Sunday. Okay.
So I think the Nintendo Direct will be that next week. I think like the 10th through the 14th of June.
Yeah, sometime
Some
in there.
people will react because one of my like half like just a throwaway theory is that we're gonna see more Xbox games come to the Nintendo Switch. We've seen like Sea of Thieves,
Mhm.
Pentiment, Grounded, and Hi-Fi Rush.
Right.
R.I.P. Tango Gameworks.
Yep.
Yep.
You
Great
were so
game.
supported, and
Yeah.
then not. But yeah, I think Xbox is going to. I think that was kind of them testing the waters. So I think we'll
Right.
see a few more announcements during the Xbox showcase of games coming to multi-platform, and then during the Nintendo Direct, we will then get that kind of that confirmation of like
Right.
also coming to the. Here's what else is coming up on the Nintendo Switch, like that transition voice.
I actually agree with Emily. I think it'll be
Oh.
specifically June
Oh,
June
You're
11th.
doing a cold
I think
shot.
it'll be June
That's-
11th.
That's the
That's a
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Right,
And
because you know
traditionally on a
that's
Tuesday.
the direct,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
the E3 direct date. I'm going to. My guess is going to be the following Tuesday, the week after
Like
that.
the 18th
Oh,
or
the
something.
18th.
Yeah.
And mostly for selfish reasons, because Mark is out of town for 2 weeks at the beginning of June.
Nintendo will know this.
Yes.
And they should know to hold their direct until we've got a full cast for the
Also,
show.
R.I.P. E3. Also.
R.I.P.
I know
E3.
that's so weird
R.I.P.
it not
E3.
being that year.
This prediction is not part of the $1 million bet,
That's
right?
correct. Yes.
Okay. I also
This
think
can be
it's-
part of an
Yeah.
informal
Yeah.
side bet.
Yes.
okay,
so, yeah,
sure.
The
Sure.
$50,000, the $500,000
Yeah, that's
side
right.
bet.
Just the
Petty
stakes
cash.
are low. Yeah.
Yep.
I also think it's going to be the 18th, and the reason I think this is because one, it would be great for me
Uh-huh.
'cause I'd be back in town. But two, last year when Nintendo also did their own thing, it was like in the latter half of the month.
Yes.
And
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
When they are untethered from an event in June, the directs do tend to come later. But again, using the past to predict Nintendo's
It's a
future
fool's game.
is a fool's game. Now let's do it for the next like hour and a half.
Woohoo!
Woo! Okay, so we each have prepared like formally 3 predictions, but more if we need them / want them. Who would like to go first? I will go first. I'll go first. I'll break the seal. I think it is time that we see a new, not remake, Fire Emblem game.
Ooh.
So Engage and Three Houses were in development at the same time, right?
Mhm.
Three Houses came out several years before Engage, but we know that they were holding Engage for a really long time. Three Houses sold a lot better than Engage did, and that was developed like in-house, but with a big team from Koei Tecmo. So I think they've probably been working on another game with Koei Tecmo, more in the line of Three Houses, ready to come out.
Was Engage not a Koei Tecmo?
No, it's just Intelligent Systems. Like
I didn't realize
it's
that.
like that's the main team.
I'm
'Cause
playing
you
through
actually,
it right
you're
now.
actually playing it
Yeah.
right now.
And the main character's real bland, but the gameplay's fun.
you
well,
mean Pepsi Cola?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think of him or her as like toothpaste. Right?
Yes, Crest.
Colgate, yes.
or Colgate.
I didn't realize that. They're different developers.
Well, so it's still like all led by Intelligent System, but it was just in conjunction with Koei Tecmo.
Yeah.
And so like Koei Tecmo had a bigger hand in Three Houses, and I guess not at all in Engage. But when you look at the Fire Emblem representation that's on the Switch now, you've got Three Houses, right, which is like a brand new thing, and like it's very forward looking, but half developed by Koei Tecmo, right? And then you've got Engage, which is like an anniversary gift, right? Because it's all like backwards looking,
Yeah.
and is like sort of a everyone is here of Fire Emblem.
Do you know what's so bizarre about that, though, is that is not how Intelligent Systems viewed it, which feels so backwards. Like, when
Right.
they were talking about Engage, they talked about Engage as being like, we want to create a game that is for newcomers.
Right.
And it feels so opposite
does.
So
of
here's
what
every
happened.
character from every game you
Exactly.
haven't played.
And so I wonder with like the I mean, I think Engage sold over 1 million
It's
copies.
like a
but I
2
don't know.
million seller, yeah.
But like compared to Three Houses,
I thought Three
Mm.
Houses was way more accessible to new audiences.
totally,
Absolutely.
I love Three
Yeah.
Houses. Like
too.
that's the only Fire Emblem
Same.
game I've ever finished.
Same.
And it's because of like the school mechanic and like the character, like all that stuff really appealed to me. And then Engage I bought and played for, I don't know, maybe a couple hours and just could not get into it.
Yeah, well, and I will reiterate, the worst part of Engage is the first like 10 hours.
oh
Because
no.
the most annoying characters you meet in the
beginning.
first 3 missions.
No.
Yeah, they're real bad, Emily.
But I wonder what lessons, if any, they're going to take from the
Yes.
the success of Three Houses versus what they thought they were doing with Engage, which clearly was just very different from how the audience,
Just
or how I viewed it anyways.
I also thought this, just in terms of story, like Engage is not like that interesting. It's like, oh, you're a dragon and there's another bad dragon, go kill each other. While Three
Yeah.
Houses was like, oh, there's turmoil within the
Right.
school. There's people are crossing
There's
each other.
like
there's
3 different paths to choose from, and
Now, are there
stories
3
to
houses
explore.
and 3 houses?
Oh,
There's a 4.
four.
There's a 4.
The Secret Force was a
Right.
DLC. But also, Matt and I were texting about this the other night. Like, there's another Fire Emblem S game that does the callback to other characters from the Fire Emblem series in a really fun and creative way. And it's Tokyo,
Tokyo
Mirage
Mirage
Sessions
I
FE.
love
Yeah.
Tokyo
Yes.
Mirage
I love
Sessions.
this.
It was
like,
so
Yes.
good.
looking back, I'm like, no, I hardcore love this game.
I played it on when it was released on Switch, and I remember the first couple hours I was like, I don't know about this because it's pretty, like the production value, like some of it's kind of like cheaper and just like all those different things. But by the end, or not even that long, it didn't even take that long. Just after like 3 or 4 hours, I was like, this is amazing, and it just keeps getting better. I love that game. All the like pop songs that they sing
so
for their
good.
special
Oh.
moods,
They're so
it's
good.
so
and like all their like
good.
side stories of like, I gotta take this dance class to improve my courage in life. And you're
so
like,
good.
ah, same.
My favorite
so
song was
good.
the song with the actor and the girl who becomes a pop star. You know what I'm talking about?
no.
I
I can't remember. I can't remember.
It sounded like you just picked words related to the game
Yeah.
out of a hat and like. put
My
them in a
favorite song
sentence.
was Character A.
I like when they sing the Fire Emblem theme song, which is totally a thing.
The thing is, they also just kind of did that same beat in Fire Emblem Heroes on
Right.
the phone.
Phone.
I was gonna
Right? That like
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, what were the ding dong fighting games called?
Warriors.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then they did 2 of those, right?
Yeah, they did 2 of those. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
Zelda did 2 of those
And
too.
exactly, and maybe someone will predict a third in this episode. But yeah, I just think there is room and space right now for another like new Fire Emblem that isn't a like weird celebration or like a callback to a million things. And also, I guess I would accept this doesn't have to count as like I get a prediction right if they do a remake. But I think it is also possible that we get a remake, because there's been like rumored remakes of Fire Emblem games for like as long as the Switch has been
What
around.
was the big one on the DS?
Awakening.
I
Awakening. Right?
would be
on
so
3DS.
yeah, on 3DS. I'd be so down for that.
That game rules.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That game's incredibly good, and that's how I fell in love with Fire Emblem.
There was also a while where we were getting like Fire Emblem things once a year.
Yeah, just about. Yeah, at
And
the end of the
so-
3DS's life cycle, we were getting
Right, and like
all
into
the time.
into the Switch, I think we
Yeah.
were getting one like really regularly. So maybe
Seems like it's slowed down a little.
Yeah. So maybe this year.
All right, so that is my first prediction.
Dum dum.
Who would like to go next?
I guess
Matt,
I
after
can
me.
Matt, go.
Okay.
You're looking down. You're looking
I
at the
think
notes.
this is for me. I'm gonna save one of the big ones for later, but for me, I think that we are due because this has been on almost every iteration of a Nintendo console since GameCube, and I think we are due for Super Mario Sluggers, a new Mario baseball game.
Yeah.
Please.
I really do. We've had strikers,
Yep.
we've had tennis,
Yep.
we've had golf.
Yes.
I think we are due for one on this console. We had Wii U and Wii. I count as one console, by the way.
Sure.
So, but there was one from GameCube and Wii, and I think we're gonna get one more because baseball is the biggest sport in Japan, and I think it's time that it gets its new game.
Answer this for me. Why has Nintendo not made a baseball game in like a decade? Like baseball is part of
I
their
know.
DNA. It's part
Yeah.
of like there's a baseball game in the Game Boy launch library. There's baseball on NES is a black box game. Like what? I can't believe they don't have baseball representation on Switch.
It's appalling. I
wild.
mean, they have MLB The Show that runs, but that's a Sony game that they
Right.
ported, and it runs fine. It's definitely harder to hit in that game than it is on a PlayStation.
Baseball.
But I don't know, man, because like they love the game over there. It's
Right.
a huge part of the culture, and I just think I don't know what's taking them so long.
It is weird that I just take for granted that every system is going to have a Mario Golf game
Yes.
Yeah.
and a Mario Tennis game.
Right. Those are the
But
big
yeah,
two.
why not baseball? That is
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah. So I think that one is going to be coming out. I don't know. I think they're going to go back to more like GameCube mechanics because they're getting rid of, there's no. I hope they don't do the motion stuff. Personally,
Yeah, probably won't. Right. Like although you could play tennis with motion
Oh,
controls.
I bet it'll be if the. I think this is a
Maybe an
very solid
option,
prediction.
as an
but
option,
I think
yeah.
it'll be option.
Yeah.
I think you can either do it handheld or you can do like
yeah.
how would you do a catch mechanic or is it just you think it's just hitting? You think it's just swinging?
I think it's just
Oh,
hitting
and
then-
pitching, right?
and pitching,
and pitching,
yeah.
and then like you just press button. It'll like almost auto catch for you.
yeah.
Depending on throwing, they'll probably have a timing mechanic for throwing.
I'm just realizing I
you know?
haven't played a Mario baseball game in so long.
Oh,
It's like, yeah, I'm
they're
just trying to
so
remember
fun.
the.
They're underrated.
I'm trying to remember
Yes.
the controls.
They're so good. You get
So
power
good.
ups and like
What are the names? So how many Mario baseball games have there been previously? There's
Ooh.
Sluggers,
Mhm.
right? And there's like Mario All-Star Baseball. Are
That's
those the only two?
and then there's just the regular, just it's not Mario, but it's just baseball.
Right,
It's made
baseball
by
on
Nintendo.
NES
Yeah.
and on Game Boy.
Yeah.
And of course, my favorite Nintendo-made baseball game is Rusty's Real Deal Baseball on the 3DS.
Yeah.
A collection of baseball-themed mini games. And I would love if they could bring those baseball-themed mini games over
my
to a new Mario baseball game. Do you have a pitch for the name of this
Ooh.
Mario baseball
So
game?
we had Mario
Sluggers.
Sluggers and Mario's not Strikers.
All-Star Baseball.
All-Star
right?
Baseball.
Yeah.
Maybe. This is. What if they did a Mario Nippon edition?
Yeah, there we go.
And then they mixed in like Nippon players with Mario.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
I love that. Let's get weird with it.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
Mario versus Sonic at the Olympics when you have like Eggman like
Yeah.
ice skating
It's like
next
team-
to like Mario.
But it's Team Mario versus like the Yokohama Giants. You
Oh
know?
my gosh.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I like
man.
that
Let's
a lot.
go.
All right. So a Mario baseball game is announced.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good prediction.
Emily.
You're up
Yeah.
next.
Okay. This is gonna be. I'm gonna hit our big boy at the top. Metroid 4.
Yes.
Metroid 4.
Yep.
I think what's gonna happen is it's gonna be at the very end, and it's gonna be like, all right, we haven't been talking about this in a long time. I don't think we might get like and for our last announcement, we have something very special. Check it out. Switch noise. And then they'll play like a little teaser, and then there'll be a date, and it'll be next year. I think Metroid 4 will come out next year.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the showcase, it'll be like, you can look forward to playing this on the Nintendo Switch and our new console, the official name of it.
Nice.
Stay tuned for it. We'll have more information about our new console coming soon, which I say we call it the Super Nintendo Switch. I'm sorry. I think that would be a Nintendo Switch 2. Get out of here.
No.
Oh yeah,
Super Nintendo
no way are
Switch.
they numbering it.
Yeah, give it to us. Or like, I don't know. Are there any rumors for any other titles for it? Is it like?
Well, so far we have hit on a couple different predictions that Mark and I made at the beginning of the year. We did a whole episode where we just blindly predicted the year and did like a whole stats on like the next Switch thing.
Yeah.
And Mark's pitch for the name was Super Nintendo Switch. So
I think it's fun. It heralds its back.
Exactly.
And I think too, if they release it in a fun gray, I think that could be a fun
That could
thing
be cool.
too.
With the,
Yeah.
fun gray
pale
with the
purple
with the-
buttons.
Yeah.
My pitch was Nintendo Switch Advance.
Oh,
So-
also
That's
good.
also
Or
good.
no, I went with Deluxe. Advance is the other one. I said Deluxe, but Advance is better.
No, I have like 2 Switch, 2 Furious, the Switch U. bad,
Switch U will never happen, no.
awful. But yeah, I think it'll be like you can look forward to playing it on the Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2 in 2025. I think that's
This is a perfect prediction.
I think
Yeah.
that's how it's going to be announced.
I think that like we know that when Nintendo says like games coming out in the first half of this year, they are lying about that, right? That they will show us something from August then, right? Which means them specifically saying we will not tell you anything about the new hardware means they will get up to the point of telling us something about the new hardware. So I think that rules, and I love leading with something that Nintendo dorks are going to be so excited about, a new Metroid Prime game.
Oh yeah, I think they know that like looking at their slate for the rest of the year, like we really don't have any kind of big mainline like known Nintendo like first party kind of IPs coming out. So
Right.
that's the one we know it's been in the works for a long time.
For a long time.
Jeez, because when was it like the Nintendo or the Metroid 4 was first announced? When was it?
2018?
I think it was 2017.
I think it was 2017 because it was
June 2017.
because
Oh,
wasn't
right,
it? It was
right,
it was
that's
at the year Odyssey was at E3. That's remember because I remember standing in line for Odyssey and watching the direct like.
Right.
As I was outside of like the West Hall or whatever, and everyone was in line for Odyssey, being like Metroid 4.
Right. Like,
Well,
sure,
this-
it'll
this
come.
was
It'll come
crazy.
eventually.
And then I think it was rebooted in 2019.
Yes.
So I think that's the last we've heard
it
of
would be really
Yeah.
crazy if they shadow dropped this like they did Dread.
That would be really
but I don't
crazy.
think they will. I don't think.
Yeah, well, and it's it was the Prime remake that,
Sorry,
that
Prime
they
remake,
shadow
yeah.
dropped. But Dread was like pretty close to it. Like they announced Dread at the 2021 E3 showcase, and then it came out in like October, right?
with the
yeah.
OLED. It came out the day
Yes,
the OLED
that's
came
right.
out.
That's right.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So like, so tying Metroid to hardware. So maybe that's further support
Yeah.
for Emily's prediction here. But yeah, like I think they are not in a habit anymore of like long drawn out release cycles for Metroid. They're like, we're gonna tell you about Metroid when it's ready.
Which like I am on the side of doing that. I
Yeah.
think it's really tough
Yeah.
when it's like, all right, we got this game and we're working on like classic cases is Bethesda with announcing Elder Scrolls 6 like
Right.
Yeah.
so many years ago, and that thing isn't even like
Not
it's
even
barely an
close,
alpha. Yeah.
Just in general, I like it when something's solidified before it gets offered. Like if someone's like, "Oh, I'm gonna hire you for a job," I'm like, "We'll see." You know?
It is just like that.
On the flip side, I do like looking forward to something.
No,
Oh, that's
100.
true,
I think
that's
it's
true.
it's a delicate
It's a
balance.
delicate balance, yeah.
It is interesting because they choose to do it with something like when they announced the sequel to Breath of the Wild, which turned out to be Tears of the Kingdom, and that was years in advance. But you also wonder sometimes if they're like they didn't think it was going to take as long as it ended up
Sure,
taking,
right.
like Tears of the Kingdom. But
Well, and like they certainly didn't expect to take 7 years with Prime 4.
right,
So
Yeah.
yeah, they don't think they're casting these like decade-long predictions,
Right.
but maybe they are. All right, Prime 4 tied to
A
release
tease
of
of the
yes.
next console.
I love that. Mark,
okay. So this is maybe cheating.
okay,
But I have like 3 like low stakes software that I think
Okay.
that I'm like bundling together
Okay.
All right.
because none of them on their own are like that exciting.
Okay.
Okay.
I think we're getting another Mario Party game.
Yes.
I think it's been a while since we've had one, and those
Mhm.
are consistent sellers, and it seems like a great thing to put out for the holidays.
It's also a long time since we had like a one that is new content, right? Because is it Superstars, Mario Party Superstars?
Superstars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
was
That was like the collection.
it's like a greatest
Yeah.
hits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
but
wanna-
but the most recent one, what was Super Mario Party? Like that was new.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes, but I mean that was like 2019 or something.
I honestly can't remember.
It was a long time ago.
I honestly, but I think we're getting a new Mario Party game. I think we're getting some sort of like Kirby DLC game that'll come out in the summer, like in the vein of like Dream
Mm.
Buffet
right.
or
the fighters.
Yes, So they're, it's basically like a mini game.
Kirby's
that
Block
they're-
Ball 2?
Right, that they're like a mini game that they're expanding to be like a full DLC thing.
Yeah.
And the third thing is I think we're due for a new Wario Land game.
I
Really?
in general.
Well, how dare you throw this in this category?
And just casually tossing it out
Yeah.
there like it's nothing.
That could be my game of the year.
How did? Because we had a WarioWare earlier this year, right?
Well,
No,
WarioWare, yeah.
not Wario
WarioWare,
Land.
yeah.
We
Yeah,
had
that was
two.
last year.
That-
yes.
We've
Okay,
had two
yeah.
the Switch generation for some
Yes.
weird reason.
Yes.
Within like 2
Yeah.
years of each other.
It makes
we got
sense because I think this-
WarioWare
the one on
games.
the one on the Wii was like that.
Smooth moves.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And WarioWare Gold on the 3DS was
Mhm.
like a perfect
That was a great
masterpiece of a
mini
game.
Yeah.
But we haven't had a
Mini games.
Wario Land game since the
2001?
Wii era.
Was it
on
Wii or GameCube?
It looks like a GameCube game because it's like 4x3 or
That's right.
whatever instead of being like wide. They made it widescreen
But
by
that's
putting.
that's also the Wii. I mean, like, right?
Well, no, like the Wii could have like native
Sure.
widescreen games, right? But what they did instead were like, oh, you want widescreen? Well, then we'll just put these graphics on the side. That's like what makes it widescreen.
Sure.
But it's been since the like Wario Land Shake It, and
A
I mean-
great and perfect game that
Not-
everyone should play.
and not that Nintendo cares about anniversaries at all, but this is the 30th anniversary, or no, 40th? No, 30th anniversary of like the first Wario Land game being released in 1994. So maybe.
Okay, do you think there's a world where it coincides with the release of Wario Land Virtual Boy on the Nintendo Switch Online, and they're releasing the Virtual Boy library?
I wish they weren't so ashamed of the Virtual Boy.
I wish they weren't
I
so
know.
ashamed
Be
of it
proud.
either.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just let it go.
It's
We all like
history,
it now. we think it's kitschy.
We think it's cool.
Those are really solid predictions. Kirby was also on my list because I feel like every console for Nintendo ends with a Kirby release.
Yes.
So that was on my list as well. But I didn't think about it being like one of those downloadable games. That's a really good pick.
Yeah.
And
Do you
I-
have any kind of like inkling what direction, like what?
What I would, for selfish reasons,
Uh-huh.
what I would like it to be is like the Waddle Dee Cafe game from Kirby and the Forgotten Land.
Sure.
Oh my
I
gosh.
loved that one where like the Waddle Dees are coming up for lunch and you're seeing like an outline of what they want, and so you have to choose the right dish,
Right.
and then like it speeds up really quickly.
And
I really
some of
love
them
that
like forget what they want, right? Like, doesn't their like order disappear, or, like get fuzzy or
Yeah,
something?
Uh-huh.
Is Kirby psychic in that moment? Is he reading their minds?
He is,
Canonically, yes.
he is so familiar with consuming that like
That's
he
right,
can just
that's
no.
right.
You can tell. He can
He
read their
can tell,
faces.
He's
yeah.
the ultimate consumer.
Yeah.
Kirby's the target audience.
Yeah, no, that is a good set of predictions. Though again, I resent you putting Wario Land.
I
as,
thought you were
like,
gonna
a
be like,
tossed off.
they're finally gonna put themes on the Switch.
Oh my gosh! Right before they
Oh my
move on
gosh!
to the next
Actually,
one.
I wonder if they will.
No way.
That would be
no, not at
insane.
this point.
Not at this point. You don't think they're like, ooh, maybe we can milk like 99-cent transactions out of people now.
No, because
No,
they don't charge people for like the icons or anything like that.
Those are redeemable Nintendo reward.
But the
points.
3DS
Yeah.
themes, like 3DS themes, you had to pay
That's-
for.
No, I know, but I'm saying that's not how they're treating the like that sort of thing on the Switch.
I would be
Switch two?
Maybe Switch 2 themes on Switch 2.
I really miss themes. So, but if they were like, by the way, themes now, I'm like, get out of here.
If themes came with system music,
Ooh.
Yeah,
I would.
yeah.
I
Okay.
would like. I'd buy those in a second.
Sorry to go on a little tangent, but I just hate how boring the Switch like UI is. Like it used to have fun music and sounds and
What do you mean? You
backgrounds.
turn on dark mode and that thing gets real cool.
But I agree with you. They definitely went like the completely opposite direction
Yeah.
from like the Wii U.
It's like a
and the Wii.
minimalist design. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
they chose very specifically to be like, this console is not
Yeah.
like the Wii U. Like this is a different generation of
Yeah.
stuff.
One day we won't be so ashamed.
I
One
know.
One
That's
day.
what I
One
hope.
day.
No hate for the Virtual Boy. No hate for the Wii U.
I do hope that in the next Nintendo hardware they start like stepping back to
Yeah.
you know
Because
like
there were some creative things, and
Mhm.
yeah, it was a little bit of a blunder. But like, hey, it's like if we didn't have the Wii U, we wouldn't have gotten the Switch. So it's
Exactly.
like,
Right.
yeah.
And with so many Switches out there, it would have been so fun to have like a Miiverse type
Right.
experience,
Yeah.
or like a Street Pass type experience.
Mhm.
Well, and what's so interesting is like with the like relative collapse of social media everywhere else, it's like why
Bring
not
them back.
why not bring back like a more robust Miiverse, right? Where you're like, yeah, this is all about like sharing screenshots on like from my Switch 2, like that's way better than like hanging out on Twitter or whatever.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Same.
My second, so that your first prediction is 3 predictions,
My first prediction is 3 predictions.
Okay. And you're happy with that?
A bundle.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
I want Nintendo to announce it like in that way. And it's like, and we've got a bundle like, and check out this new bundle of games coming later this year.
Just
And
those
it's
3.
those 3.
Okay, so for my second prediction, maybe a little bit more of a boring one, but I think we are due for one of these moments. Miyamoto appears on screen,
Oh.
addresses the camera directly
Oh,
with some kind of announcement, not Switch 2 related, but forward looking anyway. Something that probably won't come to fruition until like late 2025, 2026. Something in film or TV or theme park or some sort of like system level thing.
Ooh, yeah.
We're going to get Miyamoto the futurist here, but he's not going to be talking about Nintendo hardware.
because we got that Zelda movie.
It's totally possible we get like a casting announcement.
I totally agree. I was thinking about adding something like this on there because I'm like, he's going to talk about the new Donkey Kong theme park
Mm-hmm.
over in Japan.
Yeah, I think that's possible, but like I always have just like visions in my head of him appearing in that Pikmin shirt and then like showing us Pikmin Bloom on his phone and being like, look how far I've walked.
Look
like
what my Pikmin
we're
found.
gonna get something weird like that. From
Maybe yeah,
Miyamoto.
it's like we're excited to continue. Well, no, I was gonna pitch it as like we're excited to continue our relationship with Universal because Universal did the Super Mario or Illumination did the Super Mario Brothers
Right.
movie, but
But it's
Sony,
Sony, yeah.
doing Zelda. So maybe it's like
But maybe they've got like something for like a Mario TV show or like a Donkey Kong TV show
that
or
would be
like anything
wild. Yeah, like
that.
they did with Knuckles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Did
like
you guys
they
watch
did
it?
with
No,
Knuckles.
but I've seen clips of it and I need to watch it because the clips I've seen have actually made me laugh. There's like
Yeah.
the one scene of like them dressed as the main guy dressed as Knuckles, like doing the Knuckles play. I've only seen clips of that and I'm like, I need to know what this fever dream is.
Is
I
that
watched 3
Adam
episodes.
Pally,
Did you,
right?
you watched it?
I watched 3 episodes.
Oh, okay.
I
Oh,
haven't
no.
finished it. It's cute.
It's cute.
Okay.
I love that Idris Elba is Knuckles.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I'm just like, can we get? I really hope this happens with Sonic 3. Can we get our real people out of my Sonic, please? I don't want real people in my
Right,
Sonic anymore.
right.
I just want my Sonic characters, especially if we're putting. We have a Maria. We think we have this poor tortured girl is like. We already know who we have our inkling of who Maria is, and we have Shadow. So I'm like, can we just lean on our Sonic characters now? I don't need Jay
Yeah.
Marsden and his wife
Right.
and their B story with like the president of Gun in like Hawaii at a wedding or something, and like. I just want my weirdly animated, somewhat cute,
Yes.
better CGI Sonic characters.
Well, this has got to be the last time they like actually get Jim Carrey to do this, right?
I think so. I think three's the yeah.
3's going to be the limit, and then they
Yeah.
can be like, all right, now we're all
TV
animated
shows,
from here
yeah,
on
yeah,
out.
Yeah.
animated or TV shows,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, Nintendo off the bench, do something about that.
Right on.
Yes.
But yeah, so that's and whatever it is will come to us directly from Miyamoto.
I think we're
Yeah.
due for a
Yeah.
Miyamoto appearance. So I think your prediction is like straight on.
Thank you.
I guess I'll go with my next prediction. My next prediction is because, as we mentioned, that they're releasing Donkey Kong, the theme park. They're gonna. I think Retro's been secretly working on a new Donkey Kong Country game because the
Oh.
last Donkey Kong Country game that they put out was Tropical Freeze, and they just remastered it. I think they've been working on an actual sequel.
Dang.
Wow.
Wow.
Huge.
Yeah.
New Donkey Kong Country game.
This is sarcasm.
No, it is huge. I'm like wrapping my head around it because like the rumors for a while was that Nintendo like internally was working on a Donkey Kong game, sort of in the vein of the country games, but not using the country branding, of sort of like a team of younger developers that grew up with the country games.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it'd be much better if like Retro was doing it.
I'm pretty sure. I'm like, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I want it. They understood the assignment.
Yep.
Let them do more.
This would be the perfect time for them to do it if, like Emily was predicting, Metroid Prime 4 is also being released, because I think possibly have Nintendo fans reformed at all? Like, what would happen? Because do you remember when Tropical Freeze was announced? People were so mad
Yes.
that Retro
Yes.
was doing another
Yes.
Donkey Kong game. So do you think if Metroid Prime, if like
Yeah,
this
they
is
would need to
released
both
and
happen,
Metroid
yeah.
Prime 4 isn't out, people are going to be like, but I just want Metroid Prime 4.
That's a good
Ooh,
question.
yeah.
But
Ooh.
no. But what I'm saying is that if Emily's prediction is correct, that Metroid Prime 4 is coming and they're going to give news in the same direct, then if they're like, and also Retro
Yeah.
has made a
Right.
new Donkey Kong game, then because I think now Tropical Freeze is really well regarded, and even
Right.
the time it reviewed
Right.
well, it just kind of had the announcement of it was just like overshadowed a little bit by other people's expectations.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
kind of anything even remotely related to Retro or Metroid is going to be met with disdain if it is not Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. True.
I mean, like that's and Federation Forces being what it was, like it was sort of warranted, but like yeah, obviously a ridiculous reaction to something like Tropical Freeze.
But I would love
I think
this.
though,
yeah.
it just makes sense to me. It's gonna coincide with the like they're probably gonna like isn't there talk about Donkey Kong Country movie? Did I see that somewhere?
Yeah, I feel like I read a rumor that it was like going to be
It's happening.
Yeah, like a spin-off of the
Yeah.
Mario movie with like
I
that
think it's
Donkey
gonna
Kong.
coincide with that, with the look of the theme park. I think it's just give them the Kong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
give us the Kong. We want the Kong.
Yeah. They're going to do 64 Donkey Kong 64. Okay.
Oh my god.
I honestly.
I mean, I do have a related prediction to that I'm going to now offer as like a throwaway, not actually counting as one of
Oh,
my
I love
favorite
it. Okay.
predictions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That in the lead up to this Donkey Kong game, and I didn't have that they were actually going to do this. I was like, they'll want to push Donkey Kong in some other way. That we'll finally get those games coming out to the Virtual Console, right? That we'll get Donkey Kong 94 on the Game Boy. That we'll get
Yeah.
Donkey Kong 64 on 64, Diddy Kong Racing, King of Swing on the Game Boy Advance, and maybe even the Donkey Kong Land games on Game Boy, which are just like another take on
I think
country.
those are already on there.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Country's on there for sure.
the country games are on there, but I don't. I could be wrong, but I don't think they are.
Cool.
That is cool. You're right.
Anyways, that's my second prediction.
That's a good prediction. Emily, for your second prediction.
Okay, I'm gonna do something similar. I'm gonna package two games.
There we go, yeah.
Just because these are the two lost children of the DS era that I want so badly, so badly. I need my Nintendogs and I need my Tamagotchi life.
Yes.
I need some kind of either it's the Virtual Console for Nintendogs and Tamagotchi life, or if like leading up to the Nintendo Switch 2, kind of going back to what you were saying, like does this next console do we bring in the Mii's? Do we
Right.
reinvite the Mii's in kind of like you said, like a new social media setting? Because a whole other social media is like it's ads or it's a garbage fire right
Right.
now.
It's
So
ads
yeah.
or it's pussy in bio.
Oh my gosh, I can't.
That
I can't
won't
post,
happen on
I
the
can't
Nintendo
post
social network.
anything without a weird spam bot, and I'm
Right.
like, who are you? I'm just making a meme about the Korok Lego. But yeah, I desperately loved Tamagotchi life, and I loved Nintendogs, and I think they do have I think there is a new life for them on this like next generation of console. I would just love to see. We already got we got a Pokemon Snap 2, which I
Right.
think was really like a really big surprise. And so I'm like, all right, I think these other games from the DS era can live.
Yeah, I really, really like the Nintendogs prediction. Like that
Yeah.
for me, like
Like the Nintendogs collection, because there was like the 3 different games where you had the 3
Right.
different types of breeds. This one, it's got all the dogs in one.
yeah, why not all the dogs in one? Give me all the
Please.
dogs,
Give me all the dogs.
and then let me like check on them on my phone, like
Yes.
as well. You
oh
know,
my gosh.
Oh, that would be
If
maybe
they
I
great.
did
can't
like a
interact, but I can just, like,
Nintendog,
see
oh
them.
my gosh, wait, no, side like adjacent prediction. They give us a Nintendogs like Pikmin Walk or a Pokemon Go.
Oh yeah, take your Nintendo for a walk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just the next. It's the next mobile game.
Go to other places, and that's where you
Mhm.
run them through like the little relays and the challenges, and you like pick up their poop on the walks too.
Yeah, I
and,
mean,
like,
it should be both, right? It should be
Yeah.
both a phone game and something that you play on your Switch. And it's the
Yeah.
same dog. Come on.
And you gotta like go and play at a dog park, like on the geocache or whatever.
Yeah, because it
And your
knows where
dog's
you
gotta
are.
dominate that park.
Right.
So its picture can be on there.
That's right.
Oh my god.
This corgi's parks.
Sure. So it's also a dog fighting simulator.
Wait, we're over at Niantic. They're like, wait, but no, we can't do Nintendogs. No.
But Tomodachi Life, they what was the name of the mobile game that was doing this? Like kind of before like Nintendo was pushing out the rest of their mobile stuff?
Do you mean when they had the I can't remember what it's called, but Nintendo first launched it was a social network. It was like a social app that
Yeah.
But
but I
it was
can't remember what
using
it's
a lot of
called.
that Tomodachi
like aesthetic. I think.
aesthetic, yeah.
So I never played the Tomodachi Life. Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like, but it was incredibly successful. I feel like has just been a victim of like opportunity cost.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like
Yeah.
it's a weird like The Sims meets Mii's, because like you design your Mii's and they all have those really weird like auto-tune voices where it's like, and they would say just like the most unhinged stuff, and they'd be like, I feel like eggs today, and you're like, what are you doing? And it'd be like you'd play mini games and like uncover things for them, and then like they could secretly start dating each other, or like there was the infamous like you could
Right.
make a song with them, where I think we've had like a lot of memes come from. And yeah,
Miitomo is the
Miitomo!
yeah,
That's what it
Miitomo
was.
is
Yeah,
what I was
that's
thinking
right.
of.
That's right.
So like they did try to, but I mean, that was 2016. So
And then one was because they released like the D&D me game. That
right,
was
Miitopia.
Miitopia, because that
Right.
was pretty
That was
recent.
a fun one.
Well, it came out on 3DS in 2016 and then was re-released on Switch in 2021.
That's right. So it's been a while. It's been a while. I think
Mm-hmm.
I think on this next console we can. We went very far away from the Wii and the Wii U, and maybe
Right.
now we can come back. We love our Wii Shopping Network song.
We do.
We love a fun home screen that's like a lot more.
Yeah.
Like got some character and life to it.
Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, like no, the Mii's are such a like nice like friction-free way to like insert some like personality into these
Mhm.
things, and like if you just like had the Mii's of the people that you were friends with like on your friends list, like if your Mii just like walks into my game, like how
I
fun
would
is
love
that?
Yeah.
I would love that. And also too, I feel like it's the one console that has had avatars that have really existed throughout
Yes.
time, because
Absolutely.
Xbox tried to do their whole like avatar thing.
Right.
And it really didn't last.
but yeah, Mii's still exist. They're like buried in the Switch.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Because like
they
yeah,
are
like
there.
Zelda used it as like their kind of auto character gen, and then like
Right.
Mii's you can make like your like my icon right now is my Mii. 'Cause
Right.
I love it and I miss them.
And a lot of people use those.
And I also feel like we're basically at the 20-year nostalgia cycle for the Wii.
What a great point.
Like, I don't
Oh.
think people would view them as like dinky or crappy anymore. Like, I think people
Can you
who
imagine
grew-
we got Wii Sports?
who grew up playing with
I mean, we
like-
got Nintendo
we-
Switch
we
Sports.
did,
yeah.
like I
this
feel like
last year.
people who grew up playing the Wii
Yep.
would be excited to have that like brought back.
And if we don't bring back Mii's, how are we going to get Wii Music too? Huh?
That's the thing that Miyamoto shows up.
That's-
to talk
Yes.
about.
I'm super excited to announce
Yeah.
the Mii's are back and Wii Music 2 is here.
Then that same drummer guy comes out on stage.
Yep.
Fantastic. So that's a Tomodachi Life / Nintendogs. I love that. You think are they new games or are they just like
I
remastered?
think any iteration of
Sure.
it. I think it would be very generous to give like a port to
Right,
it
yeah.
as well. So anything.
Very cool. Mark,
Okay.
for your second prediction.
Look, I'm sorry to do this, but I'm combining two
I can't believe this is happening.
Microsoft predictions. I
Okay,
mean,
Ooh.
two Microsoft predictions together.
Yeah.
And at one point in time, these would not have been Microsoft, but the last 5 years happened, so both of these are now Microsoft. I think we're gonna get Fallout 3 on the Switch.
Okay.
And I think part of it is like, hey, we have this Fallout TV show that was really successful.
Yeah.
And we don't really have a new Fallout game to capitalize on it, but we have a system with an enormous user base that doesn't have a Fallout game
This is
on it.
such
I'm
a
gonna
great
add
point,
on
yeah.
to that. I'm gonna say
Please.
a Fallout 3 New Vegas bundle.
I would love that. I would I would jump out of my chair, do a backflip, take off my clothes, run through the street. That'd
Right.
be so exciting to me.
And we'd have to call the authorities.
Yep, They'd have to like
Have you
tranquilize
institutionalized,
me,
right.
but it'd be worth it.
That sounds
Mhm.
so nice to be able to play that and handle. I don't have a
I
Steam
know.
Deck, guys, so I don't.
I know.
I've been
Yeah.
playing in handheld and like on the Steam Deck,
Yeah.
and like, I mean, Fallout New Vegas on the Steam Deck looks a lot better than Baldur's Gate 3 on the Steam Deck. That's because I'm compressing a huge AAA game
Right.
onto a tiny little Steam
Yeah.
Deck. But man, like Fallout 3 and New Vegas hold up so well on these because they are so old at this point.
Right.
Where
And
it's
would
like,
run perfectly on
Yeah.
Switch.
Yeah.
And Skyrim was super successful for them,
Right.
like porting
Yeah.
it to. So it
and
just feels like it's
Microsoft
time.
needs some extra.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
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 And so that I'm putting along with my other prediction, which is that I think this is the first. I think we're getting Call of Duty on the Switch this holiday season.
This holiday
Whoa.
season.
I think so. Okay, so in 2022,
Right.
the end of 2022, they announced they like had come to terms with Nintendo,
Yep.
and in February of 2023, they officially signed the deal. And so yeah,
And it's a 10-year deal.
I think
You
this
think
is
it
the, I
starts
think this
now.
is the year that
Yeah.
it happens.
That's sick.
It makes
Um,
sense because I think the rumor is right now too with Call of Duty that it's coming day one to Game Pass. Or I think they announced that it's coming day
Yeah,
one to
they
Game
did.
Pass.
They
And
acknowledged
that
it.
was
Yeah.
originally when they were doing this big old deal. That was something they said was not going to happen. So I think
Right.
anything's possible right now, especially like knowing Call of Duty and knowing like once again the Microsoft machine needs to make some extra money.
Right.
Yes.
Right, because you'll actually have to sell copies on Switch.
Yep.
Because
Mhm.
Game Pass won't work on it.
The thing that's interesting is that when they signed the contract, like it's supposed to be feature parity,
right.
and on like day one with the Xbox version, and as part of the trial, with the FTC, people were asking within the trial, like the judge, like how would that even be possible? Like you're saying
Right.
you would do this, but how would it be possible to put it on
Mhm.
Switch? And they were saying it was possible, so I think this is the year.
They
And
were also saying anything to make the
But-
deal go through. But
right,
yes.
but
they,
totally
now they
true.
have to try.
Totally
Right.
true.
Yeah.
And so, 2024 will be the first year since the deal closed that Microsoft,
Yeah.
I don't like, yeah, I think it's happening. I think it's this year.
I'm
That's my
excited to see
prediction.
that if you pre-order now for Fallout New Vegas, you get the Metroid skin for your.
Yeah,
for
Oh
your
exactly.
my gosh! Well,
Yeah.
they put Fallout in Fortnite, and gosh darn it, if that hasn't brought me back into Fortnite, and I'm like, oh, I gotta get the Pit Boy in the Power Armor skin.
But yeah, I don't think we're ever going to see a Metroid skin in a Call of Duty game, right?
They're doing.
Uh,
I think they're doing a Gundam. They're doing a Gundam pairing.
That makes sense to me. It's just the Nintendo stuff.
No,
Like,
Nintendo's gonna be so precious
they're
about their
guarded
IPs,
that,
yeah.
Yeah.
But that is a good. Those are so. In
That's
your
so
two
good.
predictions, you have now predicted 6 games.
Who, me?
I didn't realize we could do
And
that.
I'm gonna say that goes along with my theory of Microsoft announcing other games coming to the Switch.
Yes.
I think we're gonna
Totally.
get. I think we could possibly, because they are doing a Call of Duty direct, or they're doing Call of Duty showcase
Right.
after the Xbox showcase. I think that's when they would announce it there and be like, and also for the first time ever, Call of Duty on
You-
Nintendo Switch.
Do you think Phil Spencer will show up and like make the announcement?
Well, he'll apologize for it first.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so sorry I'm
I'm
here.
so sorry.
Well, like the Starfield one last year was like all pre-recorded, so
Right.
it sounds like they're gonna go to Activision. They'll be like, "We've been hard at work here, improving things, working."
Okay, so now we're on to our final
Okay.
predictions.
Oh, okay.
3 of 3, I think so.
Okay.
Ooh.
This is perhaps my boldest prediction yet.
Ooh.
Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. They show off some more of it, and it looks like they've actually done some severe overhauling on this game. Everything that we've seen of it so far is like, a rough port of a 3DS game. I think they're doing a lot to it, and I think Gooigi appears as a second playable character in Luigi's Mansion 2 HD.
Oh, that's a great
Whoa.
prediction.
They love putting Gooigi in the remakes of Luigi's Mansion games.
Dude, that's a really great prediction.
Thank you.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh!
Wow. I'm not going to lie.
I just like
I
that
tip
phrase.
my hat to you.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that it has a pre-order bonus of like a reversible game cover that is like scratch and sniff,
Yeah,
so it's
that's-
coffee
right.
coffee scented.
Because we
Oh,
know
yeah.
that Gooigi tastes like coffee.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
That's right.
That's awesome.
And This is of my predictions one that I don't believe. I think Luigi's Mansion 2 is actually going to be quite bad.
Oh.
Well, like, I have the 3DS game. I
As
like the
do I.
3DS game.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't need to play out.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
3 is a better game. You know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's as I've said on a previous episode of our show. If I want more Luigi's Mansion, I would just go back and finish 3, which I never did. So that's my prediction. 2 is
I
2 is
love
bigger
how-
and better than we thought.
It's so specific. I love it.
And
I love
Luigi
that.
will
And
be there.
Guichi's
Yeah.
Guichi's here too.
And canonically, he will continue to be a time traveler. Because
Guichi.
Guichi's a time traveler. He was put in the remake because he traveled back in time to the events of Luigi's Mansion 1.
EGAD will justify it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That's great, man.
I am stoked to spend more time with Professor Egad. Like, we don't get too many of those opportunities.
I think this
Yeah.
is an amazing prediction.
Thank you.
Just for the sake of the $1 million bet, I just want to clarify that if Guichi is in it, but the game still looks like dog doo-doo, it doesn't count.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's
Okay,
true. You
all
can
right.
Because
say
I feel like that's
Yes.
the most likely scenario.
That Guichi is in it?
But
Yeah.
that it still looks bad.
Yeah.
Still looks like Nintendo just kind of like shrugged it out.
Right. And I think that is the most likely scenario. I kind of think that neither of these, neither part of this will happen. But those are my predictions. I've locked in those 3. New Fire Emblem game, Miyamoto, the Futurist, and Luigi's Mansion 2 has Guichi.
That's great.
Matt, your
Okay,
third prediction?
My final prediction. I was torn to say which one, and I think I'm gonna go with this one, and then I'll like say what the other one is later because I actually don't think it'll be for this iteration. But I do think the other one's coming, so I'll get to that later.
Yes.
I think that we are going to get one of 2 things.
We love
I'm gonna
multiples.
split, but it's the same game. It's the same
Okay,
game.
all right.
I think we are going to get for the 30th anniversary. We're going to get Mother 2 or Earthbound /Earthbound either HD 2D remake or it will get the Fire Emblem OG Fire Emblem treatment and get like a collector's edition remaster release with like all the
Ooh.
collectibles and stuff.
Yeah.
So because it's in August is the 30th anniversary. If they do a direct in June, that's about the time that they would allow for pre-orders to get something like that. And we
Right.
all are like, I can't get a pre-order anywhere, and we all fight for it. But I think that's what's going to happen. Either I don't think it's going to be. I want to say I want an HD 2D remake. I don't think that's going to happen. I do think we're going to get a collector's edition, like anniversary 30th anniversary
Yeah.
thing.
Dang.
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
whole physical package that they
Yeah.
can sell.
Well,
Yeah.
because in Japan they're making a big deal out of the 30th anniversary.
Yeah.
Is it of Earthbound? Is that what-
Earthbound specifically.
Yeah, because they've
Yeah,
had
that
like
makes
pop-up
sense.
shops, and I just saw today
Yeah.
they're releasing plush about it. Like, yeah.
August 1994 is when it came out. So
Dang.
Yeah. What's interesting is like both those games are available on Nintendo Switch Online, right?
Right.
But like, it doesn't mean that they can't like make a big deal about trotting them back out in some form. But it
Mhm.
could just be like the ROMs on a cart. Although I don't know, Mark's making a face.
I'm just saying, and if it is, HD 2D,
yeah.
having a Nintendo opening the door for Nintendo games to be remade in HD 2D would be pretty bonkers.
Pretty crazy, right?
Yeah.
It'd be really cool.
And would that be handled by Square Enix? Because so far they're the only people doing
That's
HD
true.
2D.
Yeah. It might be a partnership. Who knows?
Might be.
It might be. We know they work together.
That's like a long time ago, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
not that long ago, because we had Super Mario
RPG.
remake just last year.
Right, but Square Enix wasn't a part of that remake at all, right?
To
You
Google.
have a good point.
It's the studio that did a
It
lot
was
of
like
the.
Arte Piazza or whatever.
That's right, who did a lot
Yeah,
of the Dragon
that's
Quest
right.
remakes,
Piazza.
yeah. Which obviously they must have a relationship with Square Enix. I'm not saying it's impossible, but like if Nintendo and Square Enix are working on something together,
Yeah.
I
If it's not,
want it to be something more exciting.
if it's not, yeah, I don't think Square Enix will be on. If it's not the HD 2D, it would be like the Link's Awakening, like kind of cute.
That would be
cute
awesome.
overworld like that.
Because
you know?
they had that like all the art like surrounding it in like the player's guides and like on the box and everything is that like claymation look. And
Oh
if
my
they could
gosh, that would
make-
be so sick.
If they could do that, if that could
Yeah.
be the in-game graphics.
What was that
Yeah.
one claymation like PC game? Oh gosh. I forget.
Gumby.
We say Gumby?
No, I'm gonna look this up. He's gonna kill me.
Claymation PC game.
I know what she's talking about. and
Uh-huh.
It's not Gumby, but it's
It's
gonna
not
drive me
Gumby,
crazy.
it's not Mr. Bogus.
What's Mr. Bogus?
Remember Mr. Bogus? He's a
the
little yellow guy.
Neverhood. That's what it was.
Oh, there we
this
go.
Thing.
Yeah, cool. See, that's what we need for Earthbound.
Yeah, but I think Earthbound's coming, guys. Something
Earthbound's
Earthbound
coming.
for the anniversary. So
Crazy.
Very exciting. Something Earthbound for the anniversary. So your predictions, Matt, run them down for us.
yeah, Mario Baseball,
Uh-huh.
Donkey Kong Country
Yep.
game, and an Earthbound related like re-release or remaster.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Emily?
All right. My final prediction. I'm gonna go in the Zelda pool, and I have two different kind of possibilities.
Yes.
One is this rumor because as they were working on Tears of the Kingdom, which originally was supposed to be just like DLC, that they were like, oh, actually, let's make it a big old game. We also know that they were developing another Zelda game at the same time. Or that was the rumors, possibly led by a female character, Zelda herself.
Here we go.
Gosh, please let us redeem ourselves for Princess Peach Showtime. Give me a competent female-led Nintendo game, or just one that is made for like the same level. Like
Yes.
give the Zelda game the same level of treatment you would give a Link Zelda game, which is so funny to say out loud.
Yes.
But yeah, like give me some like a Zelda game. I think that would be really cool. Or we get a remake because we know we've been talking about this for a long time. A remake or a re-release of Wind Waker on the Switch or possibly the next Switch. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I feel like
These are both great.
I feel like a remake is in the. We gotta have another Zelda remake coming. Yeah.
My Zelda remake prediction is I think it's Twilight Princess.
Ooh.
I think it's gonna be Twilight Princess, but-
And do we think that in either of those cases that they're basically just like ports of the Wii U versions of them? Because those are both HD.
That's right.
I kind of think so. I
think
do.
it would definitely.
Yeah.
It would not only save them time and
Right.
money, but also
Right.
and you'd be able to get it quickly out there. Yeah, I could see. I think the only one that could get like a remake would be Ocarina or Majora.
Yeah.
But I think they would take the HD ports and then be like, well, they're on the Switch now. Wee.
Right. Like
Yeah.
kind of. It's more in line with like Skyward Sword in that regard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, be so crazy.
Huh.
You know how they did that Super Mario collection? That was what was it? 64, Sunshine,
All
and was
Galaxy,
it
yeah.
and Galaxy?
Super Mario All
3D
Star,
All-Stars.
3D All Stars. What if
Mhm.
they did Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, and Skyward Sword?
Wow.
I mean
Switch.
that'd be awesome.
That would be
That would
crazy.
be
Yeah.
incredible if they bundled all those together.
But yeah,
Through
something
cloud
Zelda.
streaming.
If there is a new Zelda game in the works and has Zelda as the lead, I think that would be really, really cool.
I also think that would be cool. I would be cool with them being like, we are doing that. It'll be out in like 2 years, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to your point about Princess Peach Showtime. I don't want that to be something that they either rush out or have like an outside studio do. Like I want the eye of Sauron that is Nintendo focused on it,
Please.
Yeah.
and making it good.
They've really fleshed out her character in the last couple years, and we
Right.
have this really fun, scientific, very like mindful Zelda. I love this
Yeah.
current version of Zelda. I think she's super fun.
Did you beat Tears of the Kingdom?
No, but I do know the spoilers in the ending. Yeah.
Because it's kind of like one of the best, coolest endings. I think.
No,
endings of the
agreed.
game.
No, I
Yeah.
agree, and that's why I love what they've done with her. But like, and I think like let's see some more. Like, oh gosh, wouldn't it be so cool if it was like, hey, we're gonna do this essentially like this. What if they did like a sequel to like Majora's in Ocarina, but instead it's flipped so that Zelda is the lead and Link is the princess, or like Link is the prince,
Yes.
and like things are swapped, and maybe like the water temple is actually the fire temple, and like
Yes.
the Gorons are actually water types or something. Like everything gets almost like flipped on its head or something. That'd be crazy.
Mark, what's the name of the studio that does that did the 3D remakes of
Grezzo.
Grezzo, yeah.
Mm.
Because Grezzo had done the 3D remakes of both of the Nintendo 64 games on 3DS.
Yes.
And like for a while we were
And
kind
Link's
of
Awakening.
and Link's Awakening, yeah. We were sort of like riding they should make an original Nintendo 64 style Zelda game.
Ooh.
Because they're so well versed in the engine, and that probably has passed now because they're not making games for 3DS anymore. But like they could make a cool a cool Nintendo 64 style Zelda game starring Zelda. Give it to Grezzo. What have they been
Oh.
doing since Link's Awakening?
I think they had an original game.
Who cares?
But, but yeah.
Grezzo?
Otherwise,
Let me look
it's
it
a great
up.
question.
Yeah. All right, Emily, can you run down your
Yes.
predictions for us? Yes.
Okay, so Metroid Dread teased with the
4.
Sorry, yeah,
Metroid
sorry.
Prime
Oh my
4,
gosh.
yeah.
Oh, There's so many Metroids. Metroid Prime 4 is like we get another kind of trailer for it, and we figure out that it's coming out next year, and it's tied into kind of a loose, kind of subtle tease of the next console. Nintendogs or Tamagotchi life,
Love
just
it.
any kind of heartbeat semblance of life there. And then some kind of new Zelda announcement, whether it be a new game starring Zelda herself or a remake or remaster of a previous title on the Switch.
Awesome predictions. Mark, your final prediction.
Okay,
Final five.
Yeah,
Oh my
that's right, that's right. My final prediction is unlike Matt, I do not think that the new Nintendo hardware is coming out this year. And so instead, I think Nintendo is going to supplement the end of the year with like new one-off hardware similar,
to the
for
Game
an
&
example,
Watch.
like, they had like the Game & Watch anniversary ones for Kirby and Zelda. They had
Mario and Zelda, but yeah.
Mario and Zelda. They had the NES Classic and like the SNES Classic. So this year, I think they're going to introduce some new hardware thing for the holidays.
Right. Something
kind of
that's
like
kind of more novelty than anything else.
Exactly.
Do you have any pitch on what that is?
So I do, but I don't like it.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
so this is not part of the $1 million bet.
No.
The $1 million bet is that there will be new hardware. But I feel like it has to be standalone. It probably doesn't have any like real game or anything that is currently on the Switch.
Right.
Like, I don't know. Here again, Nintendo doesn't care about anniversaries,
right.
but it's the 40th anniversary of the Nintendo versus arcade machine.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so what if it was like a kind of like mini arcade cabinet, and it has, games built into it.
Sure.
And then if you have two of them, you can put them together like you could the Nintendo versus machines,
play
and
those
you could
versus
play
games.
Oh my god.
yeah, multiplayer against each other.
And it would be limited to just the games that got like versus releases, right? Like
Yeah, they'd
versus
probably
Super
just
Mario
do
Brothers,
like 12, they'd probably do like
Excite
12 of them or
Bike,
something instead.
did they do a Punch Out?
There were a lot of versus
Right.
games.
Like Wrecking Crew for sure, Excite Bike, which I maybe already said.
I love Excite Bike.
So yeah, that's my. But then when Matt was talking about Earthbound, I'm like, ooh, maybe it's hardware related
Yeah.
to Earthbound.
Oh.
I don't know what that would be.
Yeah.
Like a dedicated Earthbound machine. I don't know, but
This is my
What?
rock.
Yeah. What
yeah.
if this is the way they bring back Mother 3? Is on
Oh
a
my
GBA that
gosh.
only plays Mother 3?
That's so funny.
and there's only one of them,
Yep.
and you have to sign up to use it, and you will
Yeah,
go into
that's
a
right.
room,
Yeah.
and like Reggie Fils-Aimé is there, and he unlocks the vault,
Right.
and hands you this machine,
Right.
we
and
hired
he's-
him back just for this.
Just
Yeah,
for this.
that's
He's
right.
tethered to it the whole time.
Yeah, that's right.
Using
That's
the
right.
3DS tethers from the reveal of that thing.
gosh.
Yeah. That makes sense to me.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so Mark, run down your 3 predictions.
Yeah, this is just 3 predictions. My first
And
prediction.
I just want for these multi-part predictions.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All 3 games have to actually be announced.
Yeah,
right?
but I'm like super confident.
Okay,
I'm not
all
worried
right.
about it. Okay. So first of all, one,
Uh-huh.
my software predictions: Bullet Point, new Mario Party game, new Kirby like DLC mini game, and then a new Wario Land game.
I do the audacity.
Second prediction. First bullet point: Fallout 3 is coming to Switch.
Yeah.
Second bullet point.
Prediction 2B.
Second bullet point, Call of Duty is on Switch this
Yeah.
holiday, day and date with Xbox. And then my third prediction is a new standalone hardware thing from Nintendo this year, to kind of like supplement the
Yeah.
fact that the new hardware won't be out until the new like console won't be out until next year.
Great predictions. Do we have any like loose thread predictions?
Yeah.
Anything else we just want to toss
Yeah,
out there?
for sure.
Yeah.
Oh man, we got a new Professor Layton game in the works, and I need to see more. We got like a teaser trailer for it, I think, during the last direct.
Yeah.
Or 2 directs
Oh,
ago.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to see more about that Professor Layton game because I love these Professor Layton games.
And I'll piggyback off of this. I think we finally see Deca Police again. That like level 5 game that was revealed a million years ago.
Maybe though. Didn't they say that that's like way far off at this point?
Nobody knows what
Nobody
they meant.
knows. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. It was one of those really confusing things where like someone either botched translating this or they just have
Oh, was
no
that
idea.
the weird like police like angel demon
Yes.
game? Yes, that
Uh-huh.
thing looked
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
a level
crazy.
5, right?
And then I was gonna say something about, but like now that we're getting Pokemon directs, I was gonna say like a Pokemon announcement,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
I really want to know more about this Ding Dong New Legends game.
right?
And so, but I think they're probably going to save that for a Pokemon Direct.
Although
that's not coming out till next year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I do think that, or my memory anyways, is that 2017 Nintendo E3, they had some representative from the Pokemon or like from Game Freak or
Yes,
Pokemon
that's
Company or
right.
something show up to be like, the next generation is coming to Switch.
Mhm.
So it's possible that they will do Pokemon stuff outside of the Pokemon
Right, but I
Presents.
think it would be something like that,
That
where
where
it's
it's
just
like, hey, here's a brief. You can look forward to more later this year.
right, it's
Yeah.
coming from a man at a messy desk with like a, he's like hurried and like he is not ready to be filmed, being like, we're coming out with a new Pokemon game.
They gotta stop looking so noodly in our games. The people are blending with the bike Pokemon.
I think that this is kind of crazy, but I'm gonna say it anyways. But I don't think it's I would want this to happen, but I don't think it's gonna happen until the next console. I'm gonna say it anyways that they're gonna tease a new Super Mario Maker, but Super Mario Maker 64, where people are making.
Oh,
I think that's the new Mario Maker. I want it, and I think it's gonna happen because it's basically Minecraft, right? Like it's basically we already have the technology.
That's true, and like
modders
Roblox
are already
and
doing
stuff,
it.
Yeah.
You know, modders are already making new levels. So I think Nintendo that's gonna be their new thing. Super Mario Maker 64. I'm coining the name. That's what it's gonna be called.
Pretty good. That's pretty good.
I want it. It'd be nice to see like a little teaser, but
What do you think about
Yeah.
Mario Kart Maker?
yes.
Oh my gosh.
That feels like a Switch 2 thing, right? Like,
Yeah.
They know they can't top 8 Deluxe, so like.
I think that's fun. I think that's a
great.
nice like. All right, here's our segue. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's great.
Here's a prediction I have.
Mm-hmm.
We don't see any DLC at the showcase.
Ooh.
No, and
Whoa.
none of the games that are revealed for coming out later this year will include DLC.
Would you count the Shin Megami Tensei 5 like remaster count as DLC or a new game?
I count that as a new game.
Okay.
Right? Because
Vengeance, right? Vengeance.
Right,
Yeah.
because
Mhm.
they're delisting the old version of it, right?
Right.
So yeah, I think yes, yeah, that does not count as DLC.
You know, I love Atlas, but like, just give me the full game, man.
Right?
You know.
They're silly goobers over there. Not giving us Fem Pro Tag in the Ding Dong Persona 3 remake. Okay.
Yeah, that's
okay.
crazy. Why? Well, whatever. Do we have any other sort of loose? Yes. Emily.
Okay, there will be one shadow drop. So it'll do the whole thing where there'll be something will be announced,
Mhm.
and it's like, and it's available today in stores. Like
Yes.
one little, because Nintendo does that pretty well. So
Yeah.
I think one little shadow drop of like you can get it today.
Of
And-
like a real game, not like
Yeah.
a NSO. Okay, yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think we're gonna get another Lego Mario announcement of some sort, some new set or something. You know.
I don't think we've seen those in
no,
a direct yet,
well, also
right?
we just got the Lego Link, the Deku Tree.
Yeah,
We did
Oh, that
just
just
get,
got announced,
We
yeah. That was
literally, I
today,
think,
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
yeah,
as
literally
of,
today.
as of recording. Yeah.
Yeah. It looks really cute.
Mark, as always, it seems like you have predicted efficiently, and you don't have any leftover
I
dangling
don't.
threads for us to pull on.
Yeah, I mean, I was able to keep it to a tight 3. What can I say?
Right. It's a lie, and you know it. Should I trot out the rest of our predictions that we made at the beginning of this year to see if any of them fit in
Ooh.
this?
Oh yeah. Let's do it.
So, Mark, you had predicted Pokemon Gen 5 remakes. Black
Sure.
and white.
Yeah, I still believe
Is that black
Okay.
and white? Black
Yeah.
and white?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I predicted for the 100th time in a row Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD. Whereas Mark predicted no Zelda at all this year.
Yeah.
Ooh.
How do you think? How are you feeling on that prediction for the rest of this year?
I mean, these rumors of a Zelda-led game
Yeah.
could throw a wrench in it. But yeah,
I also feel like that it's a pretty safe bet after such a big Zelda year. Like,
Right,
yeah. If
right.
anything, it's like nothing coming out this year, but like an announcement.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in like Zelda games, they like to tell us about those ahead.
Mm-hmm.
For what we were saying before, like those are the games that they stake their flag, way in advance, and then we can all be excited about it forever. I had also predicted Mario Kart 99 replacing F-Zero 99. I don't know about that. And then again, I don't know why I had 2 predictions in a row. Some creative suite of some kind, like in the vein of the artist studio on 64DD or Mario Paint on Super NES.
Gosh, I would love that.
It would be so good.
What if they gave us a stylus on this next one? That would be so nice.
Yes.
And so they could
Oh,
bring back,
yeah.
what was it? Brain
Brain Age.
Age.
Oh, or
Yeah.
Elite Beat Agents. I freaking loved
Oh,
Elite Beat Agents.
Yeah.
There was 2
Put
of them.
Put a stylus on this next thing.
Put a stylus on the next one. That's good for Nintendogs too.
Yeah.
Yeah. With a
Okay,
screen
we're
protector.
okay. 2025, we're bringing back the stylus. The stylus is coming back.
Mark had predicted another Nintendo Muso game, possibly Tears of the Kingdom related. So like Hyrule Warriors.
Oh yeah,
3.
not a
Yeah.
prediction that made this list, but that feels very.
That
like
feels
That
very
sounds
safe.
right.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds right.
It's
Sorry,
like
if-
one of those filler titles. That,
If you like Muso games, good for you. I really
Same. I
don't
can't
like
really.
Muso
It's
games.
there. I
Yeah.
want to play them for the story and for the characters, and I don't want to play them for the gameplay.
Right, and the stories are always awful.
Like the Zelda one, it's like the time travel and like,
Yeah.
you know.
We got Linkle from it, and she was
we
really
did get
We did get
Linkle. and
Linkle.
She's
Really
rad.
cute.
That's true.
That's true.
But the rest of the game is nonsense. Let's see. I said either a sequel to or a deluxe version of Ring Fit Adventure, possibly with a new peripheral.
Mm,
That would be fun.
Does that fit into your hardware?
I was gonna say.
oh
prediction?
yeah, interesting. I think it's weird, or maybe not weird, but it is interesting that Ring Fit Adventure so far has been one and done because it was so massively successful.
The thing is, it's still selling, right? They sold like 30,000 of them in Japan over the last quarter. It
Wow.
was just one
Yeah.
of those like.
And it's hard. It's
It
a
is
good
Yeah,
workout.
hard. It's
yeah,
like
it
a
is
real
hard.
workout.
Yeah, it's a real
Yeah.
workout for sure. Mark said that the 30th anniversary of Donkey Kong Country will get a new Donkey Kong game. So basically what Matt was predicting. And then also me predicting what Matt was predicting, Mario Baseball. Where's Nintendo's
Ooh.
baseball?
Yes, thank you.
Yay!
Yeah. It's time. It's time.
All right, so those are our predictions. Any other loose threads that we want to pull on here?
Oh no, I feel like I think you did a great job earlier tapping on the Miyamoto, just like coming out and talking about like Nintendo as a whole, like either whether
Right.
it be like a theme park thing or a movie thing or
Yeah.
a TV show thing. I think we're due time for that. I think we covered all our bases.
Do you think there's ever a world where he comes out at a Nintendo Direct and retires?
no.
No.
Do we think he dies in that job?
No, I think it's possible that he retires. I don't think they're gonna make it part of like
The
of
direct.
like
Direct.
where it's like
Kids
here's
are
these
watching,
games
yeah.
we want you to buy, and then
Right.
here's the downer. Like they might do like a
If
separate
anything-
A separate
announcement.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, if anything, there's gonna be an announcement, and then maybe like the final Nintendo Direct he's in, he gives like kind of a farewell moment, being like, "It's been such a great honor, like getting to address you all and getting to like make these games, and
Yeah.
like I've lived such a great life, and now I'm gonna go, and retire
And-
to the Nintendo farm up north."
From a marketing standpoint, we will know when it's his last game because they're going to market the heck out of whatever game that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Miyamoto's last Mario game.
And it'll
like,
probably
you know?
come out after. Well, I don't know. Maybe he retires before. But
But-
he's getting up there.
I
Yeah.
wonder. Yeah, he's he's at least 70. He
Yeah.
was 70. But I wonder if he will like even if he retires, if he would still be like a Nintendo fellow or something.
Probably,
you know,
yeah.
where
Yeah.
like he still like has a title. But also, I think you're right. I don't know that Miyamoto retires.
I mean, I think it's more likely that
The
he just
biggest
become-
prediction of the podcast: does Miyamoto retire? Does he
Ever?
die working?
Yeah, we're all choosing a date of Miyamoto's
Oh
death.
my gosh!
No, I think it's more likely that he goes full Hollywood Miyamoto first, right?
Full Hollywood.
Well, right, because he's a consulting producer on like all these Nintendo
No,
movies.
you're totally right.
Did he
Um,
voice a role in the Mario movie?
I don't-
think
I don't
so.
know. He
didn't get
Or
the
not that
Stan
it was,
Lee
like,
treatment?
credit- Yeah, he didn't get the.
I
Stan
don't
Lee
think he
treatment.
wants the Stanley treatment.
He just wants to have fun.
Yeah.
I
All
mean,
of his games have to have fun.
Charles Martinet sort of had the.
He did
yeah,
that,
the-
yeah.
the
and now
Stan Lee
he's
treatment.
kind of like he kind of has that like, all right, you have this title in the company, like you're the Mario ambassador,
Right,
because
yeah.
like you kind of. I do appreciate that they gave him that title, but it also kind of just feels like a little bit of a pity party. Like,
Right, right.
okay, we're not gonna have you voice anymore, but like, yeah, you did so much for us for like all these years.
Excelsior! All right. Those are our predictions. Let's close that out. Matt and Emily, thank you so much
Thank
for
you
Oh
joining
my
us.
much.
gosh,
That was
this
so
was
much
a
fun.
joy
Yeah, thanks for
fest.
having. It's always fun
Yes.
gushing about this stuff with you guys.
Same.
Yes.
I love making insane predictions that are just from the gut.
Some of these will come true.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if we
Yeah.
could all just transfer, I don't know, like 250,000 into an
Right,
escrow
into a single
account,
Yeah.
and then
That's
we'll.
right.
Then
yeah.
we will decide.
Are you
like,
gonna
we'll
manage?
tally it up.
You gonna manage it?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I will manage it. You can just Venmo me.
Just Venmo Venmo
No, I don't-
me. Venmo me the bet.
I
Yeah.
don't like this.
Yeah.
This feels off.
There is a Venmo credit card, so I'll just.
Yeah, I'm gonna open one of those just for this bet. Yep.
Just plug your stuff on our way out here, Emily.
Yep. Frankly_Emily and then extra_other places and yeah.
At the Matt Acevedo and on PSN at Shy Guy Express, so you can look at my Persona 5 Reload Platinum Trophy.
I like that you're plugging your PSN on the Nintendo podcast.
I just beat it like this weekend, so
Are we friends on PlayStation? I think we are,
I
right?
think so yeah.
If we're not, I'm gonna remedy that.
I'll
as soon
ogle
as we
your
get off this.
trophies.
Yes.
If you want.
Yeah, you can look at my trophies. I'm slowly earning Final Fantasy VII Rebirth trophies. So.
get it.
All right, that's going to do it for this episode of Nintendo Cartridge Society. Thank you so much to our 16-bit patrons, Connor McKay, Patrice Millette, Alias X, and Kyle Seaborn. We appreciate you. We appreciate everyone who's listening to the show. You can join the Discord. Email us, Nintendo Cartridge Society at gmail.com, and we will invite you into the Discord. Anthony DeLuca made our logo. Our theme music is provided by 8-Bit Betty. You can get more of his music by going to 8bitbetty.com or by listening right now. For my co-host, Mark Mitchell, this is Patrick Eller saying thank you for listening.